Hello, Texas Book Festival. My name's JL Civi. I'm going to be reading a little bit of my short story Debaser for you today. Debaser is a story about a screenwriter and his unique system for multitasking, and we'll kind of leave it at that. I'm going to be reading from the parts that are episode 5 and 6 in the rAthe app. Here we go. This is Debaser. The concepts fell into three buckets. The database was the one he wanted to work on, the wiki one he needed to work on. Getting out of jury duty held the most strategic urgency, as without crossing that off his to-do list, the others would grind to a halt. Solving this wasn't going to come to him without a little help. The screenwriter needed some meth. Meth helped him focus, allowed his ideas to crystallize. That's how the term got coined. Meth was slang for method writing, the literary equivalent of method acting, becoming one with your work, believing fiction to be fact, the ultimate exploration of what if that made his storytelling stay realistic even when it towed that line towards unreasonable. Here he'd apply the meth to the wiki story idea. If he had a special power that caused anything he edited to come true, how would he use it to get out of jury duty? Control-T brought up a new browser tab. He opened the real Wikipedia and searched his own name. The article began, Alan Smithee Jr. is an American screenwriter best known for The Handoff. He clicked the edit button at the top of the page and typed a second sentence. He is exempt from jury duty. Could it be that simple? No, clearly not. Editors were discouraged from writing or editing their own pages. Someone would flag it and undo his edit, and that would undo the change he was trying to create. Even though the premise was a bit fantastic, it had to be grounded in the reality of the existing framework enforced by the website. He supposed it might take them a few days to notice and make the correction. The edit only needed to stick long enough for him to not have to be on the jury next week. If someone edited afterwards, he could take his chances in the future. Heck, he'd even revert his own edit as soon as he dodged the courthouse bullet. On the other hand, getting busted for editing his own page could lead him from being banned from the website altogether, essentially nullifying his special power of editing reality. There had to be a way to do this without getting debased. Tackling it more conceptually instead of specific to himself would be a better approach. He visited the wiki entry for jury duty. It was so poorly written and organized he considered rewriting it himself for real, meth or no meth. But he knew the feeling of a procrastination door opening when he heard it, so he slammed it shut, opting instead to star the page into his watch list for later. Scrolling down, he found the regional subsections. The deep link to jury selection in the United States felt promising, but proved to be of about the same quality as the worldwide overview. The next rung of the wiki hole landed him on juries in the United States, redirected from trial by jury in the United States, but it improved in neither tone nor usefulness. Given the purpose of this exercise, the likelihood of an edit made to this page being undone anytime soon felt low, even lower than his own biography page being modified. If the page managed to exist in this state already, a throwaway comment that limited citizens to a single lifetime selection wasn't going to be noticed until the page got a much-needed overhaul. Before hitting the edit button, Alan paused to consider the ramifications this would have on the world of his story. Maybe that producer didn't care about world building, but Alan did. What if people only had to do jury duty once? You'd certainly have a happier society. Some would still complain, of course. Those people would get added to the database. A punishment like that get hanging over their heads would serve as an incentive for smiling through your civic duty. How many people actually served on multiple juries? Alan had been summoned previously, but he never got chosen. He couldn't think of any acquaintances regaling him with tales of the second time they had jury duty. It must happen, but rarely. How often had a second-time juror had a major impact on a case? Enough to swing the outcome, not just the process. One different personality could change the dynamic of the deliberations, but could it change the verdict? A butterfly effect wasn't what he was expecting to get into when he started. This was good meth. Though the project was starting to get dangerously close to a time travel story, he was not interested in writing one of those. It appealed to him even less than doing a horror sequel to The Handoff. And that's just a little taste of Debaser, episodes 5 and 6 in the rAthe app. Thanks for listening. Bye.